Well, good evening. This is Active Amateurs Radio Group's Tuesday night weekly net on 147.300 KK4BE repeat. This net is called every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and all licensed amateur radio operators are welcome and encouraged to check in. My call sign is Kilo Quebec 4 November Mike Yankee. My name is Chip. I'm located in Georgetown, South Carolina. And tonight I'll be serving as net control station using the club call sign KK4BE-R. This repeater is made available to the amateur community by KK4B Rick in Somerville. Located in Russellville, South Carolina, this repeater is accessible using a plus offset and a PL tone of 162.2. There's also a second KK4B repeater located in Cordesville, South Carolina. It's on a frequency of 145.350, and it's accessible with a minus offset and a PL tone of 162.2. We're very grateful to Rick for allowing the use of the KK4B repeaters, not only for this net, but also for the group's normal communication operations. In the unlikely event that this repeater goes down during tonight's net, give it about 3 minutes for the repeater to restart. If the repeater is not back up in 3 or 4 minutes, then we'll QSY over to the 145.350 repeater. Hold tight. We have a Facebook group. If you'll go to Facebook and search for 147.300 or the Active Amateurs Radio Group, it should come right up. We invite you to check our page out and encourage you to join the group. We also have a group website located at aaradiogroup.org. And also, there's an EchoLink mode into this repeater that's available under KK4BE-R. We're very grateful to Howard WW4HG for keeping that node up and running. And I'm now going to turn it over to Howard WW4HG for any announcements or updates for the group. Come on in, Howard.
Thank you, Chip. This is Whiskey 4 Hotel Golf, Howard at Monk's Corner. You copy me all right, Chip?
Loud and clear.
Roger, roger. All right. Well, yeah, EchoLink. I just reconfigured EchoLink, and I found a few things that went awry in the settings, as always. But anyway, it's reconfigured, and I'm watching the audio bar on it now, and it's bouncing up and down. So I'm pretty sure it's one line, and I hope Nicholas can check in with us tonight. Anyway, we'll see. Let's see, upcoming events for the Active Amateur Radio Group this Thursday afternoon at 7 p.m. will be our monthly members meeting via Zoom. That email went out a couple days ago. We'll probably send another one out the day of, just as a reminder to everybody. Look forward to a good group there. We did have a good group and had a members meeting this past Saturday at Baker's Barbecue. Had enough people there for a quorum, so we went ahead and voted in a new member that happened to be there attending with us. That was Rick. Doggone it, I can't remember his call sign, but I put it up on the Facebook page. Rick and Lisa from St. Matthews, I believe, and the one that just put up the tower. That'll help you. It jogs my memory when somebody says the one that put up the tower. Let me let it drop for a second. All right, so Thursday the 16th, mark that on your calendar. That's this Thursday. And then coming up real quick is going to be next month's get-together, because the second Saturday in August is the 8th, because the 1st lands on a Saturday. So August 8th will be our next monthly get-together, and we can have some discussion on what everybody wants to do. If we want to bring it back to Bojangles for a month, or we want to go on back to Baker's, he wants, that's what we'll do. And let's see, that's about all I got right now, Chip. I'll send it on back to you. This is Whiskey for Hotel Golf.
All right, Howard, thank you for that information. And I think you were referring to KR4BE-R. That's Rick and Lisa N0UH. They're in St. George. And, yeah, welcome to Rick. All right, well, let's see where we are now. Thank you, Howard. Appreciate, again, the information, and appreciate all you do for the group. I appreciate you running that longer tonight. We appreciate you. Prior to net roll call for check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Emergency or priority traffic, call net control. And nothing heard there. That's great. This is Kilo Quebec 4 November Mike Yankee. My name is Chip. I'm located in Georgetown, South Carolina, and I'm acting as net control station tonight using the club call sign KK4BE-R. We're now going to start taking a check-in. When you check in, please call net control. Unkey your mic and listen for a second so you're not doubling with another station. Then check in with your call sign spelled phonetically, along with your name and your location. To begin the net roll call, any stations operating on emergency or battery power or EchoLink, call net control now.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo Romeo 4 Delta Zulu X-ray, Alex in Macedonia. On the handy scratchy tonight, I'll be short time.
Net controls, please recognize KR4TZX. That's Alex in Macedonia on the handy scratchy tonight, checking in short time. Good to have you with us, Alex. Do we have anybody else out there on emergency or battery power or EchoLink user? They want to check in, call net control now. All right, nothing heard there, and we'll give EchoLink another chance a little later on. Next, for roll call, regular check-ins will be called in alphabetical order and grouped according to the first letter of the suffix of the call time. We're going to begin tonight with Alpha through Mike. Any station whose call sign suffix begins with Alpha through Mike, call net control now to check in.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo Quebec 4 Lima Tango Alpha KQ4 LTA Taft. Good evening, Chip. Everybody on the net. I'll be short time.
Net control. Net control, please check in November 0 Uniform Hotel N0UH Lisa in St. George. I'll be short time.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo Foxtrot 5 Charlie Juliet Golf. Nick in Georgetown.
Net control, net control. Net control. Good evening, Chip. Thank you for calling next. you please check in Kilo Romeo 4 Echo Bravo Yankee? KR4BE-R. They're over here in beautiful Weedsville. I'm going to be short time tonight.
All right. Net control is pleased to recognize KQ4LTA. Taft in Hanahan checking in short time tonight. And then we heard from N0UH, Lisa in St. George. And she's also short time tonight. KF5CJG, Nick in Georgetown checking in. Hello, Nick. And we finished up there with KR4 EBY Pete in Reedsville checking in short time tonight. We do one more call for Alpha through Mike. Alpha through Mike. Call net control now.
Net control. Net control, please check in. November 4, Juliet, Oscar, Mike, James, and Manny.
Net control. Man, I hate to follow up James and Manning in the Waibu Swamp. Please check in KK4MSA and KQ4WOG, Justin and Ruthann. And Bono. What's that, Mitchell? Good news. 7-3. Net control is pleased to recognize N4JOM. James up in Manning. Good evening, sir. And we got KK4MSA, Justin, bringing along KQ4WOG, Ruthann. Justin and Ruthann checking in from Bono tonight. Good evening. We're going to move now to the next group, November through Zulu. November through Zulu. Call net control to check in.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Whiskey 4 Romeo X-Ray Lima. Angelo here in Metropod and Goose Creek.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo 4, November Yankee, Mark in Cane Bay. Net control. Good evening, Chip. Please check in. Kilo Quebec 4, Romeo Tango Bravo, Ronnie and Musqueam.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo Golf 4, Tango X-Ray Lima, Josh in Goose Creek.
Net controls, please recognize W4RXL, Angelo in Goose Creek. KK4NNY, Mark in Cane Bay. KQ4RTB, that's Ronnie in Mark's Corner. And KG4TXL, Josh in Goose Creek. Welcome, one and all, to the Active Amateurs Radio Group Weekly Tuesday night net. Going to open it up now to any station, Alpha through Zulu. I'd like to check in tonight. Give us a call. Net control.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo Romeo 4, Kilo Echo Whiskey, KR4 KEW, Rick in St. George, short time.
Net control,
That sounds like Charles.
please check in Kilo Mike 4 Hotel X-Ray Alpha K M4 HXA Charles Goose Creek.
Net controls, please recognize KR4BE-R. Rick in St. George, checking in short time tonight. Thanks for stopping by, Rick, and welcome to the group as an official new member. Let's see, we also had KM4HXA Charles checking in from Goose Creek tonight. And guess we're going to move on into the Rag 2 portion of the net. I'll start. Let's see, I turned 70 last week. The big 7-0. And we went out Friday night to celebrate. Decided to go to a restaurant in West Ashley. And that was Friday evening when the big storm was rolling through. And man, that was a heck of a ride. From Georgetown to West Ashley, out there at 526. It rained pretty much all the way from Georgetown. When we got to Mount Pleasant, we hit the rain, and we never came out of it. It was still pouring down rain when we got to the restaurant. But anyway, celebrated the birthday, had a great time, and anyway, thankful to be here for another year. With that, let's see. Just say thanks to everybody for checking in tonight. It's a pretty good group, 16 check-ins so far. And I'm go ahead and yield to Howard, WW4HG in the Rag. Howard, come on in.
This is Whiskey 4 Hotel Golf, Howard at Monk's Corner. And happy birthday, Chip. 70 years old, man. I hope I make it that long. I'm right behind you, man. I'm knocking on the door. Anyway, happy birthday. Hope you enjoyed it, even with the rain. I don't know what day that was, but man, there was one day, I guess it's been about a week ago now, maybe a little better than a week. We got a little better than 5 inches over here in a matter of a couple hours. That was a rainstorm. And anyway, the ground is starting to get wet again. I cut the grass the other day and noticed there was a little bit of ruts, a little mud splashing up through the grass. I said, well, we've had enough. They can stop now. I think on the drought scale, we're probably still low for the state, but I've had enough. I'm trying to do things around here, you know what I mean? I got projects to do. I ain't got time for rain. Anyway, things are going good. Get things packed up, moving right along. Trying to keep a couple things operating here as I make the transition. And I am bound and determined to get that EchoLink up and running. We're going to check Nicholas in. I'm going to go ahead and add him to the list at number 17 because I've got him on text. He's listening on Facebook, and he's continually trying to check in on EchoLink. I wish somebody else out there would check in and just give me a shout if they were able to make it or not. Because I'm still watching that audio bar bounce up and down. It's acting like it's working and it's connected, but maybe if somebody else would give it a try, and then we let Nicholas know whether it's my end or his end. And that's, let's see, anything else? I don't think I got anything else going on. Just getting these projects done, working, tearing down the shack, and going to start building another one here pretty soon. But always got the mobile on the ready for HF and MVHF UHF, so I can always jump the truck if I had to. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to send it back to Net Control, WW4HG.
Net Control.
Control, this is Kilo Romeo 4, Foxtrot November Alpha, KR4FNA, Charleston County, and everyone is drowning in static, and it might be on my end, I hope not. Checking in, KR4FNA, my handle is J, Juliet Alpha Yankee, go ahead.
All right, thanks for checking in tonight, Jay. KR4FNA. And if you don't mind, give me your location again. I didn't catch it the first time.
QTH is Mount Pleasant, Charleston County, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
You should have a good copy.
Gotcha. Copy Mount Pleasant. All right, appreciate you checking in there, Jay. If you'll stick around, we'll get back to you in the rag shoe in a few minutes. Let's see. Short time. I believe the next on the rag shoe is KF5CJG. Nick up here in Georgetown. How about it, Nick? Your turn.
This is KF5CJG. Happy birthday, Chip. Make it to the 7-0. I'm not too far behind you. Coming up pretty soon. Thanks for running the net, and appreciate that. Went to the Baker's on Saturday. Had some good barbecue and fellowship with all the guys and gals, and really enjoyed it. Had a real good time there. Saw some radios. Yeah, Charles showed me his setup and all his radios. So, man, it's awesome. And I got some ideas from that. So that was real good. Let's see. I've been working on some upgrades on some of our ICOM gateway that we have from the developer, and I'm right now working on a reflector, a fairly large reflector upgrade. So I'm trying it first on our backup server. So working on that as we're having the net. So let's see, enjoying the rain. It's been really good, and helping the grass. Everything's green now. And so looking forward to a little bit more of that. And that's about it for me tonight. Just being on here and hearing everybody. This is KF5CJG. Back to Net Control.
All right, Nick. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your comments. I'm glad the yard's greening up. We've got a little bit of rain. I'll bet you we might have gotten 1 inch of rain in the last couple of weeks. Every time it rains, it's somewhere else. But the grass is greening up a little bit thanks to that 1 inch here. So anyway, yeah, that's nice. Let's see, N4JOM, James up in Manning. It's your turn on the rag shoe. Come on in, James.
Grab the right microphone. Happy birthday, Chip. Man, you definitely don't sound like you pushing 70. But over here at N4JOM's house here south of Manning, kind of nice out there. The sunset. We did some grass cutting this morning before it got too awful hot. You know, it didn't really get that hot today. We started out about 74 degrees, and we got to about 84 today. So wasn't a bad day to be out there cutting grass. The wind was blowing, had some shade trees out there. I could get under and mow under there. So it was a pretty good day. We had a brother-in-law come down and visit with us for a couple of weeks. We had to take him back home yesterday. We drove him back up to the northwest part of South Carolina, up there in Belton. I think it's called Belton or Belden, one of those. And he lives up there. So he came down. We took him out fishing, riding around on the boat. Sitting out there on the dock drinking coffee in the morning. Had some good times with him there. So. But you know what it is like it is. Get company stay around too long. You got to kick them out, man. Get them out of here, take them back home. But yeah, Chip, happy birthday, buddy. And we're going to sit back here and listen to the rest of his net, drink some water here, and just kind of and watch the sunset out there. N4 JOM, back to net.
All right, James, glad to have you along as always. And I wanted to tell you, man, I've seen a lot of pictures on the internet of that rocket launch the other morning, and yours is the best picture I've seen of it. I mean, I've seen it from several different locations, but man, you had a really good view of it that morning. Great picture, man, great picture. Moving on down the list here, we are KK4MSA, Justin and Bono. Come on in and participate there, Justin.
I think he was in and out.
You fell asleep.
Roger that. Let's see if Ruth Ann's listening. KQ4WOG. How about you, Ruth Ann? You out there? Okay then. That puts us down to number 11. And I'll take a quick pause here, see if anybody else out there wants to check in. This is regular week, right here on the 147.300 KK4B repeater. And we're going to take a pause for check-in too. If anybody would like to check into the net, call me now. Report Zulu Echo Kilo.
Don't know what that was.
This is net control. I got a Zulu Echo Kilo, and that's all I got out of it. Okay, net control. It's November 4, Zulu Echo Kilo, in Merle's Inlet. Actually, I'm in Pennsylvania, coming to you remote from Merle's Inlet. All right, copy in for ZEK and Merle's Inlet. But I did catch your first name there. Come again? It's Scott. It's Scott.
That's pretty good.
Okay, Scott. Appreciate you checking in tonight. We'll be back down. If you want to stick around, we'll be down to you on the rag crew in just a few minutes. N4 ZEK Scott and Merle's Inlet. Thank you for joining us. One more thing, kid. W4RXL, Angelo in Goose Creek. Come on in, Angelo. It's your turn.
Evening, everybody on the net. It's a good group. Happy birthday to you, Chip. I got one coming up just around the corner on Thursday. I'll be 61 years young. I ain't got much for the net tonight. I'm just kind of hanging in there. Got my GMRS rig going. I'm still doing a few minor adjustments to it, but we got it going. But other than that, we're just sitting here in the big metroplex of Goose Creek and taking it easy. Didn't get as much rain as some of you guys did. We barely got. I mean, we got some good rain here last week. One day last week, we got real good rain and a lot of lightning. Been having a lot of lightning and thunder, but no rain. Go ahead, turn it back over to you, dear Chip. W4RXL, or clear.
All right, Angelo. Good to have you along tonight. Happy birthday coming up. We'll try to catch that when it gets here. Let's see, there was something else I was going to say. Angelo. Good to hear from you. Oh, yeah, I know what it was. Thank you for streaming the net on Facebook every week. I appreciate that. I'll go back and listen to it a lot of times. Just wanted to thank you for that. Acknowledge that. Next tonight is KK4BE-R Captain Park in Cane Bay. Come on in, Captain Mark.
Well, good evening, Chip. Good evening, everybody. Happy birthday, Chip, and happy birthday coming up, Angelo. Hey, real quick, Chip, that station in Merle's Inlet, I think you were doubling with him for a second, so I'm going to stand by for a second and see if he's got to finish his transmission. Over.
November 4th, Zulu Echo Kilo. I'm good. I'll wait for my time.
Okay. KK4NNY here. It was great to see everybody. Fantastic turnout at Baker's Barbecue, and the brisket was unbelievable. We sold a lot of raffle tickets for this year-end raffle coming up, and there were also some general donations, and I'll talk more about that on the Zoom meeting on Thursday, but there was a checksum error. There were only 21 tickets in the ticket hopper, and we sold 23. So one or two of y'all didn't put your ticket stubs in the hopper. So please double check your tickets, and if you've got the other half that you got to turn in, well, we'll get it to you, or get it to me before the end of the year. But that's all I got to say, and 7-3 all, KK4NNY, back to net.
All right, Mark. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all you do for the group, and appreciate your comments as well. Next tonight is KQ4RTB. Ronnie in Most Corner. It's your turn, Ronnie. Come on in.
Good evening, everybody. KQ4RTB. First, Chip, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I always thought you was close to around 60, so it must be Beverly keeping you looking young there. That's all I can figure. Anyways, happy birthday. Let's see. Yeah, for the month of July, I've only got like 4 inches of rain. And I know some places, somebody around here has got that one day. And we didn't get anything here today. And so I was able to get out there and mow some grass. It was showing its appreciation a little too well. It was just sitting out there with his hands up, Had to cut them things down. But no rain this evening, but the prior 3 evenings, we've had quarter inch here. So not a lot. But anyways, I hadn't done much on the radio, but I've been working on an old clock and old parlor clock, and it was missing the top wood crown. The finishing piece was broke off of it, so I was able to find a picture on the internet of the clock model, and was able to print the picture of the clock, the piece that was missing, and scale it. Scale the print to match the piece, the part that was missing, and I could trace it a little bit on the wood, and so I did a little bit of my elementary school grade wood carving and was able to match it up a little bit in the stain. So I got it from a distance. It looked authentic. So I was satisfied with that. Anyways, good to see everybody Saturday. And like I say, the food was good. I got meatloaf. That's what I've been getting the last few times I've been there, and it's always juicy. And I couldn't eat it all this time. I usually could finish my meal there, but I had to bring some part of it home, and I ate that later for a snack, so it was good. Anything they put out there is good. Collards are good if you hadn't tried those. But anyways, that's all I got. Now I'll turn it back to you, Chip. KQ4RTB.
All right, Ronnie, always good to hear from you. I'm always interested to hear what projects you got going on. Sounds like you're got a lot of different interests, which is really cool. Let's see. That brings us to the number 14 on the list. That's going to be KG4TXL, Josh and Goose Creek, and I believe that's a new call sign. It's not in my database. So welcome on in there, Josh. Come on into the rag chute.
KG4TXL. Hey, thanks, guys. I am a newcomer. Been meaning to catch up with y'all for a while, but it's a little late at night. I've got a couple of young kids, so I stuck out here tonight to jump on. I talked with Charles earlier, and he convinced me to jump on, along with, I think, KR4FNA. So I don't have much to add to it, but I'm going to try to get on these a little bit more. This is KG4TXL. Clear.
All right, Josh. Well, great to have you along, man. We're here every Tuesday night. This time you can get away from the kids for a minute. Hop in and say hello. Let's see. Let's take a quick pause, see if anybody else wants to check in to the Active Amateurs Radio Group Weekly Tuesday Night Net. Anybody? Alpha through Zulu. Call net control now.
Net control. Net control, please check in Kilo Quebec 4 Zulu Alpha Delta David in Somerville.
Net control. Hey, check me in here too. KK4BE-R, man. Somerville.
Okay, jeez.
Net control, please recognize KQ4 as GAD. As David out in Somerville, good to have you with us. And KK4WDT Jason, who is also in Somerville tonight. Good evening, sir, and welcome. We'll be right back to you on the rag chute. Right now, we're going to Charles, KM4HXA, over in Goose Creek. Come on in, Charles.
Good evening, everybody on the net. So we had that weather, the heavy rain, and all those wind gusts a couple of days ago in North Charleston. Over at Ott Distributors up at Sproul Avenue, there was still is, a Braun 25 100-foot plus tower over there that used to belong to a Silent Key back in the days. And they had a wind gust over on that side that was so strong that it blowed that tower down, and it had like probably 6+ guy wires on it. And then the place right across the street, the Holy City Brewery, it probably peeled back and blowed away maybe 20 to 30% of their metal roof to where you can see all the way inside the building.
My goodness, and where did you say that was, Charles?
Off of Sproul Avenue, North Charleston, right here close by the Park Circle area. It's a HVAC supply shop that used to belong to a ham radio operator back in the days, and the tower is still there at that place, and it got blown down, and it's been there since probably, I think, one guy that works there, his name is William. His call sign is AJ4U, and he told me yesterday that that tower probably been there since '69.
Yeah, that's a pretty old tower. Imagine where the guy wires must have failed, and then it was all downhill after that. That's sad, because when the tower comes down like that,
Usually ain't no good for anything after that. Can't salvage it, put it back together. It wouldn't be worth it anyway, especially on a 60-year-old tower. But anyway, interesting news, exciting in a way, but sad nonetheless. Charles, thanks for checking in tonight, for sharing that story with us. See, I do want to shout out to KQ4 ZIM Nicholas, who I believe is up in Wisconsin now. If you're listening on the live stream on Angelo's Facebook page, good evening. We've got you checked in on the log. Look forward to hearing from you. Let's see. KR4FNAJ in Mount Pleasant. It's your turn on the rag too, Jay. KR4FNA. How about it, Jay? It's your turn on the rag too. Okay, well, we'll move along to N4ZEK Scott up in Merle's End. Welcome into the rag chew there, Scott. Come on in.
Hey, good evening, guys. Chip, happy birthday to you, and I had a 70th birthday last week also on Wednesday. I don't know when yours was, but anyway, I hope you had a good one. I think I did. And, I'm up in Pennsylvania now, calling remote through Merle's Inlet. But anyway, again, happy birthday and take care. And I'll let you have it back. 73.
All right, Scott. Well, that's great that you can remote in from just about anywhere. Good to have you with us tonight. And yeah, my birthday was on Thursday. And, yeah, we're just a day apart there. Let's see who else we got tonight. KQ4 is VAD. David in Somerville. I know you're going to come on in to the rag shoe. Good evening, sir.
KQ4ZAD, David, making steady but slow but steady progress on the mobile in my truck. Trying to figure out now how to get a neat, discreet hole into the bottom of my console from the floor. I'm afraid I'm going to have to take the seat out and take the whole console out. I really don't want to do that, but that's my first choice on the mount of the radio in the truck. I've got the antenna mount. I've got the technology to run the power. I just need to figure out where to put the radio, and I'd love to put it inside my console where I can take it in and out pretty quick, but we'll see. Item 2, working steadily, almost finished refurbishing my 15-meter antenna that I got at the Santee swap meet, and that should be deployed sometime in the coming week. So I'm looking forward to getting on some CW between 21.065 and 21.200. And the CW work is slow but steady. Working with the Long Island CW Club, just using their online trainer. Not really joining any groups, but I can set that up to send me whatever, and I can try to copy it. So that's coming along, and other than that, it's projects around the house and honeydews. I'll give it back to you. Net Control 73, everybody. Good to see everybody at the bakery.
All right, David. Good to have you with us, man. Thanks for sharing. Sounds like you've got a lot going on in your life. All sounds pretty good from here. Let's see. We're down to the bottom of the list with KK4BE-R Jason, who is in Somerville tonight. Come on in, Jason.
if you're already down there on me or not, man. But wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to get in there real quick or not. I was mobile, but without a mobile, so I had to kind of get in here real quick. But I was able to make it, man. So that kind of works out. We all been catching a little bit of that rain here and there. That's interesting, though, Charles, that you were saying about the. I mean, Charleston really did catch it there for a while, and we were kind of sitting up here. I was kind of like sandwiched, pancaked in between, some major events going on in Monk's Corner and, kind of some pretty big stuff going on, West Ashley, Charleston, Goose Creek, things like that. So I did kind of stay in a safe zone. We got rain, man. It happened. We're not watering the grass no more. We got things going on. The ground's getting wet. Retention ponds are filling, and things are looking a little bit better, I guess, green-wise and whatnot. But, we really hadn't seen substantial wind like that, though. But I know that they were getting it down there for a minute, though, Charles. But either way, hey, and there's no relief in sight. That's just the way it is, man. I was just saying to my wife that, 90s this long in a row. Yeah, we did have an 87-degree day today, but if you really think about it, tomorrow's 91, 95, 97, 96, 94, 95, 96, 91, 90. You get what I'm saying? So that's 10 days in a row, that we'll be sitting right in that 90-degree niche, high humidity, and it's probably going to be pretty muggy, man. Just like South Carolina is every summer. And it's not like I'm complaining about it or anything. Hold tight. I mean, I only expect it, but they will cut the rain chances back to like 20% a couple of those days, 30%. So we'll just be bearing down with the heat. I kind of like that afternoon shower to cut the 2 to 3 o'clock hour heat, the height of that heat, and we can start that downtrend into the evening time thing. I like that. I like that a lot, but we hope that still plays out on a 20% chance of days, and at least maybe a few spots here and there. But either way, man, that's the way it looks. Don't have a whole bunch going on with that. Baker's Barbecue is pretty like Somerville and Monk's Corner, and I'll say 73 and salutations. I'm clear.
All right, Jason. Always good to have you along. Yeah, it's going to be hot. Hard to say about that. The weather here coming up. But anyway, again, here we are at the bottom of the list. We're going to take one more call for check-ins here. Anybody in the sound of my voice, Alpha Zulu, wants to call and check in to the Active Amateurs Radio Group's weekly net tonight, call me now. Name's Net Control. All right, well, we had 21 check-ins tonight, which is a very good number. Appreciate everybody checking in and participating, and look forward to getting you all back here next week. Maybe talking to you between now and then. So the net would like to thank all who participated in tonight's net. I invite you to come back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. when the Active Amateurs Radio Group 147.300 weekly net will again be called into session. 73 to all stations. This is KK4BE-R now declaring the end of the net and returning the KK4B repeater to regular amateur radio use.